Hello grade 8s, I'm on page 20 of your accounting booklets, and I'm going to explain the difference between the formal and the informal sectors. Okay, as you can see in the picture, this is a shop with a lot of products and somebody's moving through the shop with a trolley. Okay, so it's got a specific premises, where informal premises are normally seen as street vendors, etc., because they don't always have a formal premises and can move around a bit. Okay, so let's look at a couple of the examples, because you need to be able to explain the difference between formal and informal sectors. Okay, firstly, formal sectors are formally registered to operate under an acknowledged form of business ownership. Okay, so forms of business ownership include companies, partnerships, and sole proprietors if you're one person owning the business. Okay, informal businesses, in contrast, are not registered. Okay, and not all of these not registered informal businesses are illegal, but some are illegal, and there are illegal activities such as drug dealing, shebeens, etc., and they also fall within this category. But many others that's not registered can maybe be street vendors or taxi owners, etc., that's not registered. Okay, so it's a registered business, so it's got a form of ownership, it's got paperwork for companies, partnerships, sole proprietors. Okay, the second one, the purpose of formal businesses or formal sector businesses is to make a profit, where mostly informal sector businesses, they just try to survive, to be able to supply food and lodging, etc., or money for food and lodging for the business owners. Okay, that's the second one. Number 3, businesses in the formal sector are registered with SARS for tax, so they have to pay tax, and they contribute towards the GDP of the country. Now, the GDP of the country is all the income and all the expenses of all businesses in the country added together, and that's called the gross domestic product. Informal businesses do not contribute because we never see that money physically. We basically never see that money. That it's not documented. Okay, so the government doesn't know how much money was made by these businesses, and so therefore it can't be included in the GDP because we don't know. It's not declared. These formal business sector, it's declared, so SARS knows exactly how much income was earned. Number 4, formal sector businesses are registered with the Department of Labor, and they pay UIF. Now, what's UIF? It's like insurance for people when they get unemployed. Okay, so when they get unemployed, UIF will be paid out to help cover a salary that they do not have in that time when they're unemployed. Okay, informal businesses should by law declare their income, but they don't always do that for tax purposes, and they have to register the employees for UIF. But not sure if they always do that. Number 5, most businesses need to have their books audited. That means somebody must check the books, check that the amounts in their books are correct, so that the assets that they give up is correct, the income and expenses that they give up will be correct. Informal sector businesses have no official records of income because it's a cash business. But it limits growth because you can only apply for loans if you show in your books how much income and you have generated to be able to get loans from banks, etc. So in a sense, if you don't show your cash or don't record your cash, then it also limits your growth because you can't get loans to expand your business. And then lastly, businesses in this sector in the formal sector, have a fixed premises, and they also offer employment to more than one worker. Okay, on the other hand, Informal businesses have no fixed premises, and examples of that would be hawkers, street vendors, house sitters, handyman services, and they're normally one-man bands. They don't have people working for them. Okay, so that was page 20, the difference between the formal and informal sector.